Very good morning, friends. So, in the previous lecture, we had talked on the pruning, what is pruning, and the system of prunings. So, today we'll be going to start with the point that is training. So, the difference between pruning and training is that the pruning is done to improve or to increase the productivity of the plant. In case of training, which is done to develop an desired shape in the plant. So the main objective behind this training is to develop a desired shape of the plant. For that purpose, this process or training is done in the horticultural plant. So simply we can say that pruning is important to increase the productivity of plants, and training is important to give a shape, give a particular shape of the plant. So training, it means developing a desired shape of the tree with particular objectives by controlling habit of growth. As I said that when we want a desired shape in a particular plant, then this training process is done in a particular plant. So training is start from nursery stage of plant. Some fruit crops like grape, vines, bear, fig, and guava require this training process. So what is the objectives of training? To admit more light and air to the center of the tree to expose maximum leaf surface to the sun. So this is the objective behind this training. Then to direct the growth of the tree so that various cultural operations such as spraying, plowing, harvesting can be performed easily at lower cost. So to do these operations, we need to train a particular plant so that we can get a more space to do these cultural operations like spraying, plowing, harvesting at lower cost. So next objective is to protect the tree from sunburn and wind damage. So if we train a particular plants like for example like grapes, then we can get the protection from sun and as well as a minimum wind damage, so that the plants can get the maximum space to secure a balanced distribution of fruit bearing parts of the tree. So these are the objectives of training. Then let's see the principles of training. Formation of the main framework must be strong so that the plants can grow vigorously. The branches must be suitable spaced apart and the tree must be balanced on all the sides. Never allow several branches to grow at one place or very near each other. Careful training of main branches is very essential. Another important point about training is that if two branches are growing at the same point, try to train them to grow at a wider angle. Narrow angle is always weak. Okay, so this is the principle behind this training. So this training simultaneously or ultimately increases the quality and productivity of the plants. So let's see the system of trainings. There are different types of systems of trainings. First one is a central leader system, second one is open center system, Third one is modified central leader system. Fourth one is spindle bush system, and the last one is overhead trellis system or telephone system. So let's get started with the first type of systems of training, that is central leader system. In this system, the central leader branches are allowed to grow indefinitely so that it will grow more rapidly and vigorously than the side branches and tree became tall. Such a tree bears fruit more near the top. The lower branches are less vigorous and less fruitful. So here we can see in the diagram that the center, or we can say that the main axis of the plant, that is the main stem of the plant, is allowed to grow so that the plant become tall, and the lateral branches are smaller than the central stem or central main axis. The central main axis in this plant is allowed to grow, that's why it is called as central leader. So these plants are mechanically strong as the central main axis is allowed to grow so that it bears a more fruit as compared to lateral branches. So this is a very simple to understand that central leader system. Then let's see the second one is open center or vase system. So in this method, tree has a main stem and series of coordinate branches. The main stem as well as lateral branches are of equal importance. So in case of central leader system, the central main stem is main important. But in case of open center or vase system, the main stem as well as lateral branches are of equal importance. So in this system, the tree is allowed to develop a limited crown with 3 to 4 scaffold or lateral branches on the main stem, and then central growing point is pinched or cut to keep the center open. So in so here we can see in the diagram that the central main axis is allowed to grow for some definite period of time, then it just cut above the main axis so that the lateral branches can grow vigorously. So fruit trees like mango, guava, sweet orange, etc., having spreading habit of growth are trained to this system. So in these plants, the open center system is done to spread the or to having a spreading habit of growth. These plants are mechanically less stronger because all the central and lateral branches are allowed to grow, so these branches are mechanically less stronger. So let's see the third type of this system of training, that is modified central leader system. So this system is intermediate between central leader system and open central leader system. Okay, so this is a combination of above the both systems. So plants are headed back 50 to 60 centimeter above the ground level. First year, 2 to 3 well spaced scaffold limbs are selected. Okay, so in this modified central leader system, the main central axis is allowed to grow, and after some definite period of time, the main central axis is allowed to cut. The selected primary scaffolds are headed back to 1/4 to 1/5 of their growth during summer. Okay, as I said that after allowing the growth of central leader stem or central main axis, it is cut 1/4 to 1/5 of their growth during summer so that the lateral branches can be grown vigorously. Second year dormant pruning. In this second year, the central leader and the 10 scaffolds are headed back again, similar to first dormant pruning. So in second year, again the lateral branches which grow vigorously are headed back so that the other branches can grow vigorously. More scaffold branches are retained at a vertical distance of 45 to 75 centimeter. A total of 5 to 7 secondary branches per tree, usually 2 on each primary scaffold, are retained. The primary scaffold should have the crotch angle of 45 degree. So here in the lower diagram we can see that how the actual this system is done, modified central leader system is done. So here we can see that the first central main axis is allowed to grow, then after some definite period of time it will cut. Then in second diagram we can see after cutting the central main axis the lateral branches grow vigorously. Then in third diagram again the central main axis is cut, then again some lateral branches are grow vigorously, and in last stage this is how the plant look like in modified central leader system. So let's see the next system of training, that is spindle bush system. So in this system the plant is allowed to cut so that it will look like a spindle bush. This plant requires a support suitable for medium to medium high density planting. Central leader training method is used to develop a cone shaped tree supported by a post or wire support system. Okay, as I said that this spindle bush system requires a support by a post or wire support system. 2000 trees per hectare at 2 to 3 meter in height and 3 to 4 meter into 1 to 2 meter apart. Okay, so this is the planting condition of the plants in the field. The first permanent scaffold is maintained 45 centimeter above the ground level. The four laterals should be evenly spaced and not more than 50% of the leader's diameter. Prevent limbs from developing opposite each other on the trunk. Okay, so the limbs are not allowed to grow opposite to each other on the trunk. Pinch out competing shoots emerging just below the heading cut. So here we can see in the diagram that the plant is supported with the help of post or wire support system. The branches, lateral branches, are not allowed to grow opposite to each other on the main trunk. So these branches are evenly spaced so that they can grow a maximum space. They can get a maximum space to grow. So this is about the spindle bush system. So let's see the last type of system of training, that is overhead trellis system or telephone system. This system is suitable for high temperature regions. High temperature region, why? Okay, let's see why. Moderately vigorous varieties respond well to this method. Professor N. Gopalakrishnan introduced this to India during 1960 in Pune. Vine is grown straight to a height of 160 centimeter. Okay, so this is the reason why this system is suitable for high temperature region, because the branches or the plant is allowed to grow above the ground, that is height of 160 centimeter, because in high temperature region the temperature above the ground level or above the ground surface is high, so that the plant is allowed to grow above the height of 160 centimeter, that is up to 5 feet. Okay, so this is the reason that the system is suitable for high temperature regions. Vine is grown straight to a height of 160 centimeter and then horizontally to an overhead canopy on 3 to 5 wires fixed to cross arms at 45 to 60 centimeter apart, which are usually 1.4 meter long, mounted on vertical posts. So this overhead trellis system or telephone system is generally seen in grapes. Is generally seen in grapes. So this is all about overhead trellis system or telephone system. So in the systems of trains, we have seen the different 5 types of systems of trainings. I hope you are understand this, and we are going to stop here. So in the next video lecture, we'll be going to see some other special practices in horticulture. So till then, be safe and stay home. Happy learning.